Gradual Report. My name is so important, you should delete your own name from your memory in order to make room for mine.
Jeff Klima from New Media Rockstars here. I'm happy to be sitting down with Daniel Grozdich, star and host of Gradual Report. Super excited to be talking to the guy, so let's see what he has to say. Now, Daniel, how are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you. Very good. How you doing?
Now, just how the hell did you get into YouTube in the first place?
Well, I graduated from law school, and I was a lawyer for a little bit, and then I wanted to be a comedian, and then YouTube was just getting started right around there, 2007, 2008, and so I was like, oh, I could put my comedy on the internet.
How would you sum up your show, The Gradual Report?
I would say it started out as like I kind of wanted to report on news that was kind of old. You know, like, this just in Chernobyl, you know, sort of a thing. And then it kind of went to, like, just my stand-up comedy being put in, like, you know, vlog format. And now it's evolving into a, just whatever is funny.
Now, in your episodes, you tend to do these kind of manic voices and crazy characters. I guess what I'm asking is, were you pretty manic and crazy growing up?
You know, I was. I would say that Bugs Bunny was a huge influence on my early comedy life. And then just, you know, growing up with a single parent at home, your second parent would be the TV. So I was always like imitating and doing all kinds of weird, funny shit growing up. I also changed schools a lot to be funny in class and blah blah blah, you know, all that.
Now, how does a funny guy like yourself end up in law school?
The parents influenced it. I was like, hey, I want to be a comedian. And they were like, well, you should go to college. So I was like, alright, so I went to college, and then I got out of college, I was like, hey, I still want to be a comedian. They're like, well, you should get a trade behind you and then go to law school, and I was like, alright. And when I graduated, you know, I worked as a lawyer for like maybe 2 weeks, and I was just like, look, if I have to do this the rest of my life, I'd rather not live.
I notice you tend to get shirtless in your videos a lot. What's that all about?
I started doing videos without shirts, so that it would make the videos with shirts more special. But then I ended up not really selling t-shirts, so it just ended up being naked all the time anyway.
Now, if somebody didn't know about you per se, what would be one good video that they could kind of tune into to watch and just see what the Gradual Report is all about?
Every video I put out is funny to me, and that's, you know, every single one of my videos is hilarious to me. So, you know, as long as someone's watching one of them, they'll get the idea.
What are some of the channels that you yourself follow?
Rocky. He doesn't have too many subscribers, but he's pretty funny.
Has anyone ever told you that you might just be the craziest person on the internet?
Yeah, people have said that, but they usually say it in conjunction with, like, you're like Jim Carrey, you're crazy, or something like that. So I just take it as a compliment and say, awesome.
What point in your life did you realize that you could maybe kind of make a career out of doing YouTube?
Well, it's kind of like an up and a down. Like in 2007, they hadn't really done the partner program. 2008, like, it was looking really like they were starting to pay people a little bit. In 2009 and 2010, I was actually starting to make enough money to where I could pay rent. But 2012, everything just kind of like took a huge shit on independent producers and whatnot. So I'm actually now transitioning back into working a day job and supporting my YouTube habit, because I'm just not making enough anymore.
And you've kind of reached out in your time here to some other YouTubers, maybe for a little help, maybe for a little exposure, a little vice versa, maybe. That true?
Yeah, when I was first starting out, Philip DeFranco and SXE Phil, his show only had like 20,000 subscribers way back in the day. So I like reached out to him to try and promote me a little, and he did. Shay Carl and I got together on some stuff. We actually met at like YouTube Live. I think it was like 2009. We're not like the best friends or anything. I mean, they're all like super busy right now because they're all super successful and all that phantasms. And I like went to Australia for 18 months, so I kind of like lost touch with everybody. But Kasim G had like 9,000 or 8,000 subscribers when I met him, and now they're all like, you know, multi-million plus. I would say they're all, you know, they're all fantastic. You know, don't get me wrong, but you know, you could return a phone call, right? Like, dude, it'd be nice. I went down to Maker just to kind of like say hi when I got back into the States, and they all had secretaries and they all had like offices. And I was just like, I remember when it was just a bunch of kids like sitting around your coffee table, like, Now you got secretaries, and there's like all these people walking around holding like notebooks and files and paper, and I was like, what is all this nonsense? Like, we're just making videos, but now they're like, you know, making money on it or some shit. I don't know. I reached out to Shay to be a part of his, what's that video called? I'm Vlogging Here. Because I actually, funny story, known fact, I started this thing called D-Diary09 on January 1st. And Shay actually texted me and he was just like, hey dude, how's that vlogging every day thing going? And I was like, it's going great, you should try it. And he's like, oh, I think I will. And then Shaytards was born. But at the time I was just like some startup comic, you know, documenting his life. Whereas Shay had like his whole array, colorful family to like draw from. So it was just way more interesting anyway.
And you say you're kind of on a downslope right now. So do you feel that there is a shelf life to YouTube users and creators?
There certainly is a shelf life to being a popular YouTube star because people grow up and they get over you and they move on. And that's perfectly normal and perfectly healthy. And then maybe if you're lucky, they'll come back and be like, oh, I remember when I was a kid and I used to really watch the Transformers, you know? And so, like, you know, the Gradual Report has that little space and time in that person's life. And maybe they come back to it and go, oh yeah, you're still doing it? Great. My views are like, you know, 14, 15,000 a new episode now, where they used to be like in the 60 to 70,000 views, and then if it was like particularly funny, it would hit 100 or 200,000. But now it's like, I don't know, it's like a tenth of what it was, and that's a product of like a lot of things. All I can do is keep making videos that are funny to me and putting it out there, and then it's like each video could be the next, you know, the next hilarious whatever. Like I'm just waiting for that one breakout idea that kind of grips the nation and is at the right place at the right time with the right, you know, all kinds of stuff. If you're able to keep the dream going and keep fighting and keep putting videos up, then we'll see. I'm certainly going to keep trying, so,
You have any sage advice for future YouTubers?
Just do what you love and then get it out to as many people as you can. Because then at least you're doing what you love. Even if it doesn't work out, you're like, yeah, whatever. I had a lot of fun doing it. But if it's not fun, then, you know, I can find something else that is more fun. Building planes or kites or, you know, whatever, I don't know. That's what I think is fun, so that's what I do.
Now, Danny, I just wanted to thank you for taking the time to sit down and do this crazy chat thing with us. We really appreciate it here at NMR.
Thanks for thinking I'm important enough to talk to. I appreciate it.